example with glopping, general labeling of people. That's an area where we try to train people not to label individuals or their behavior. And there are so many examples that I've got from business over the last 12 years, now that I realize how long it's been since I first started learning this material. But one of the most powerful examples that I've seen is with what was at a smaller business. Now it's grown, it's now owned by a publicly traded firm. And when we were running this business and we were hiring a lot of folks, we were being very careful about how we hired them. I remember personally hiring this very competent individual to handle customer service. And not long after he was hired, there were some grumblings that he was lazy. And that is exactly what we try to avoid with the L.E.T training, is if you can get your staff to speak very specifically to what their behaviors are. So when they called him lazy, I thought, okay, I need to dig into this to find out what is the specific behavior that they're noticing. And as I dug into that a little bit more, I was able to find out that what happened actually is that he just looked tired at his desk. He looked tired. He looked like he was falling asleep at his desk. So by having that and some other specific behaviors that concerned one or two individuals in the company, I approached this new employee and, of course, used these specific behaviors that were observed to let him know about the concerns. And what that kind of dialogue did, as opposed to saying, hey, you know, people are concerned you're lazy, by having that kind of dialogue, he immediately opened up because it was non-threatening. He wasn't being attacked. It wasn't a personal thing. And he was very quick to admit that he was having trouble sleeping and in fact had sleep apnea. And so if you know anything about that, the guy wasn't getting any real good sleep. So we made arrangements to get a breathing device to help him sleep. And this thing allowed him to get amazingly great nights of sleep, as he described, almost immediately. And this fellow not only slept better, but he came in the office looking alert and fresh. And here it is, probably 4 years later, and he's still there, and he's doing great, and he's the main customer service, tech support person. And it all goes to this point of how easily it would have been to have lost such a great, productive employee who's now pretty much heading up that area by allowing old, incorrect means of leading or managing to take place, instead by using some of the L.E.T techniques, avoiding GLOP. It's a skill that really paid off in this case.